Hey guys, welcome to this full stack Power BI course. In today's session, what we are going to learn. Today, I'll give you an overview of what is analytics and business intelligence all about. And then we'll discuss about the what and why of Power BI. Followed by this, we'll walk you through the Power BI architecture and the components, and we'll take a deep dive on the components of the Power BI architecture. First thing first, what is analytics? What is analytics? Can someone tell me? Data analytics. What is data analytics? Why do we need to perform data analytics? Data analytics is the method of exploring and or discovering and analyzing the large data sets. So nowadays, the volume of the data are very, very huge. Okay, and most of the enterprises, they are posing challenges in terms of managing the huge volume of the data sets. And now the Hadoop, most of the companies they started using Hadoop, and that too on cloud. With Hadoop, their companies are now they are able to handle the huge volume of the data. Okay, Hadoop is available to store humongous amount of data, and if you want to retrieve the data in a much faster manner, parallel processing, everything is available. Everything is fine, but end of the day, I have humongous amount of data, and with that data, what am I going to do? That is the next question. By performing data analytics, we can extract patterns, find out the hidden trends, and we can explore the new correlations. With these patterns, armed with these patterns or trends, now you can better manage your business. Companies can better manage their business. They can improve their business processes, and then they can improve the productivity of the employees. In case of any problem areas, enterprises, the corporates can take the course correction then and there. For example, if you know what are the top and bottom selling products by region, so why are we not selling well? So the specific products, why are we not selling well? If you get to know, you will perform a diagnostic analytics. It's when you get to know why we are not doing these products well, probably you can take a decision whether you can discontinue the products or whether you try to put more effort in terms of marketing those products until it becomes popular. Now let us take a simple example. Even in our day-to-day life, we perform the analytics. For example, you received your bank statement. When you look at your bank statement, you can see the salary, how much salary got deposited in your account if you are a salaried employee. And you can see how much deposits you did, how much money we have withdrawn. Apart from this, how much money are getting deducted from your savings account every month for a loan, EMI, or credit card bill payments. Okay, and for example, you are looking at your bank statement, every once in 6 months. In this case, what happened when you plotted the transactions, whatever happened in your statement in a chart, you can see that your salary, you can see the salary here, right? Your salary, this is your salary. So this is what your salary. And if you see here, 50% of salary you spent in purchasing, you spent on purchase. Probably you would have spent money on purchasing groceries and other items. But 50% of salary, for example, you get 200K per month. Every month you get 200K salary. And out of which 50% of your salary you are spending in purchase. Maybe you are purchasing grocery and other items. And then remaining 50%, if you can see that here, deductions, the EMI deductions are happening and credit card payments are happening. Every month you are supposed to pay, and the education loan. Okay, on the one hand, 50% you are spending money on purchase, remaining 50%, maybe it has a automatically, these the payments, the recurring payments will be done automatically. But end of the day, when you see here, there are no savings. And with this, by looking at it on a monthly basis, instead of looking at every once in 6 months, if you periodically, every once in a month, if you track and monitor it, so what you can do is you can decide, right, out of this 50% of the purchase, what are the essential items that I purchased? What are the non-essential items that I purchased more frequently? By looking at it, what you can do is you can probably cut down spending more money on the non-essential items. If you cut down at least 30% or 40%, that 40% of money which you stopped spending on the non-essential items, you can save it on a month-on-month basis. All right. So when you look at all the things, okay, 50% of the money you are spending on purchase and remaining 50%, it automatically gets deducted from your salary account because the loan and credit card payments and so on. But surprisingly, when you look at this one, the payment to Shutterstock. Shutterstock is a website. They sell videos and images, banners, images, and all. And 6 months back, you have used your card to purchase images and videos because you want to send greetings, New Year greetings to your friends and relatives. So in the Shutterstock website, you have used your card for the recurring payment, but you can stop whenever you wanted to stop the payment. But you forgot to stop the payment in this website. Every month they are deducting the money from your account. And last 6 months, they've deducted month on month. Now you cannot get it back. At least now what you can do is proactively, you can go to that website and you can stop the payment. Now you understood with this simple example, where you can cut down the cost, so that you can plan for savings, and where you can stop the payment, which is happening on a monthly basis without sending any notifications. So in this case, you can, by performing data analytics with this simple example, you understood, right? So what is the advantage of this? If you don't perform data, had you done a data analytics on a month-on-month basis, had you tracked it on a month-on basis, you would have saved 5 months money in spending on Shutterstock. Okay, you would have saved 50% on your purchase, right? Instead of by stop spending on the non-essential items, you would have saved 50% of the money. So now you understood the importance of data analytics and also tracking and monitoring periodically, how it is going to help you to cut cost and save money with this simple example. And the next example is the banking scenario. In the case of, let's say you are looking for a bank loan. Before offering the bank loan, the banks or the financial institutions, they are running a background check on your bank statements, and even they look at your CIBIL score. If your CIBIL score is good, then they will offer the loan. If your bank statement, if they find it that you are already paying EMIs to two other loans, in that case, they will check your salary and your capability of repayment. If you are not capable of repaying the money, then they will disqualify your loan. Okay, so by proactively the banks, by running the background check, both the customer as well as the banks are in the safer place. Otherwise, if they blindly approve the loan, the customers may not repay the loan on time. Sometimes they will not pay the money at all. So bank may run into bankruptcy, or the customer may be in deep trouble. Every month he is supposed to pay more interest rate, penalty, fee, everything. So with this other example, you are able to understand why analytics is important. And also, while performing the analytics, make sure that the quality of the data is good. If the data is not correct, if it has a lot of problem in it, then whatever the report that you see, it is not accurate, When you look at the inaccurate data that is there in your report, and if you take the decision, that can mislead you. Now, let's look at this visuals, the charts. When you look at this, what pattern you can understand? Look at this in this x-axis on a daily basis. For example, last 6 months data consolidated, and then they plotted the data here. On the x-axis, we can see that day, right, weekdays and including weekends. The y-axis is number of orders, or for example, number of or sales, total sales. By looking at this, we can quickly make out that in Saturday and Sunday, the sales is more compared to other days. And Thursday, we can see that compared to other weekdays, the Thursdays, the sale was more, or the orders are more. But by looking at the Saturday and the Sunday sales, we can easily make out that the customers are, customers can come and buy, or they can order the products during weekends only, because they are not working during weekends. Weekdays, they are busy. Let's say in the case of USA or any foreign countries, if you see abroad, and both the husband and wife, they are going to work. Hence, they don't have time. They don't find time to raise the order. Even the case of online or e-commerce, right? They don't find time to raise the order to make a purchase. That is what the trend we can see here. Okay, by knowing this, what am I going to do? So this is the insight I'm getting it. So the trend, I could see that. I can see a trend that every Saturday and Sunday the sale is more. By knowing this, the next action what enterprise can take is they can make sure that they can stock up more items during weekends than weekdays, so that it will improve the customer's experience. The next one is, if you look at this second visual, and which region are we selling well? North and South, we are selling well. But in these two regions, West and Midwest, the sales is not good. So why it is not good? This is the insight we are getting. West and Midwest and West, we are not selling well. So the next question which pops into your mind is, why are we not selling well? The same products we are selling well in North and South, but we are not able to make good sales in these two regions. The next question is, okay, what is the root cause for this? After you perform deeper analysis, let's say when you get to know that in this region, the salespeople are not doing good job, or a lot of more competitors are there. In these two regions, the competitors are more. Or the other reason could be like in these two regions, maybe your shop is far away from the cities. Okay, far away from the residential residential places, residential areas. So that could also be another reason. So by knowing this, what you can do is you can make sure that in this, instead of discontinuing the business in these two regions, you can probably make sure that you can set up a shop where probably very close to the residential areas. This is one way of you can improve your sales or business in these two areas. Or there could be other reasons like the competition is too hectic. A lot of shops are there in these two regions, and hence in that case probably you can decide whether you can discontinue these. You can discontinue your business in these two regions, so that you can probably focus more on the North and South region. Any of in these two regions, the sales is not good. There is no point in spending time or putting efforts in running these two regions. Okay, it is going to put more pressure on you. Instead, better you can focus on these two regions. Or you can see that your brand, if your brand is not popular, you try to promote your brand in these two regions. So by performing data analytics, you can come up with some kind of action plan. What can we do? How we can improve? Or can we promote our products or our retail store in these two areas? Or can we simply discontinue the business? Even after promoting the business, if the sales is not good, then better you can discontinue the business. By discontinuing your business at the right time, probably you can cut down the operating margin, cost, all the things. Otherwise, what will happen is whatever the profitability that you make it out of these regions, to offset the loss incurred in this region, you need to probably distribute that here unnecessarily. Okay. So now with this example, you are able to understand performing data analytics helps you to make smarter decisions at the right time. And also when you look at this visual, you can understand very quickly in night time, we are getting more orders. Afternoon, night time, we are getting more orders in our e-commerce website. Maybe the reason could be the employed people, they can order it during the night time, because during the daytime they are busy or they are not having access to the internet in their office. Okay. And afternoon, probably during the lunchtime, they can order it, and then night time they can order the product. But during office hours, peak hours, they cannot order it. That is what we can understand from this one. Next, we will take a look at the different types of analytics. The one is the descriptive analytics, and the other one is diagnostic analytics. And next one is the predictive analytics. And also we have something else called prescriptive analytics. What is descriptive analytics? As part of descriptive analytics, we are very particular about what has happened in the past. It helps us to find out what has happened in the past. For example, the previous case in a specific, the two regions, the West and Midwest regions, we are not performing well. Also, we can understand during weekdays, we don't see more sales compared to the weekends. And in the case of Midwest and West region, the sales was not good compared to other regions. So now you go one step further and try to understand why are we not performing well? What could be the cause for it? That is what is called your diagnostic analytics. And enterprises at one point in time, they decided to look at or to see the reports or to perform analytics to predict the future. They no longer want to live with the descriptive and diagnostic analytics alone. They want to go one step further and they want to predict the future. For example, if the retail store in a position to predict what are the products that the customers are going to purchase for the next month or for the next quarter, it will help them to plan their inventory. Instead of stocking up more items, or instead of stocking up the non-selling or slow-moving products more, probably you can plan well. Right? You can stock up more fast-moving products in your warehouse, so that customers, whenever they walk into a shop, they will not run into a situation out of stock. Other thing is, you can mitigate the risks, or you can probably preempt the risk by predicting the future with predictive analytics. So now the machine learning, a lot of machine learning algorithms are available, deep learning algorithms are available. With that, we are able to predict more accurately. The next one is the prescriptive analytics. What is prescriptive analytics? For example, using predictive analytics, you can predict which all potential customers are more likely to leave your business in the near future. Okay, the machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, with that you can predict accurately which potential customers are more likely to leave your business. Knowing the fact that which all customers are more likely to leave in the near future alone not sufficient. So you need to come up with some strategy, retention strategy, how you can mitigate or prevent the churn. What do you mean by churn? Churn is attrition, employee attrition, customer attrition. That means customers are walking out of your business because they are not happy with the product and service that you offer it to them. But if you know well ahead which all customers are more likely to leave, especially the potential customer, if you get to know well ahead, you can call them and speak to them, find out from them what is their concern, why are they not purchasing the way how they used to purchase in the past. While talking to them, let's say if you get to know the reason for not frequently purchasing products, like the shipment duration takes longer time, and also they are receiving continuously the defective products, or the package was not good. By understanding the customer concerns at the right time, and if you take the course correction instantly, okay, the customers will be very happy, and you can probably tell them, so next time we'll make sure that there will not be any more delay in shipment. And also, if you give them any special offer, okay, and they will stick to it. For example, in the case of broadband connection, and if you're not satisfied with their service, you can disconnect them. But when you cancel it, they will ask this question: so why? What are the concerns? And then they will give some discount to retain you. They will give you some special offer and special discount to retain the customers. And also, if you make sure that there are no more connectivity related issues, they can stick on with your business. So with prescriptive analytics, you can come up with an action plan, how to make it to happen. For example, in the case of churn, I know with the help of the predictive analytics, these are the customers are more likely to. These customers in the past, they used to purchase more frequently, and their sale volume is also very high. Their spend is also very high. These customers, with my predictive model, I can understand that they are more likely to leave. That is called churn. But with prescriptive analytics, we can come up with some action plan or the retention plan, how we can retain these customers, because onboarding new customers cost-wise prohibitively very high than retaining the existing customers. Hope you understood the 4 types of analytics. The next one is the business intelligence. Business intelligence is a broader term. It is an umbrella term. As part of business intelligence, yes, we do analytics. Then why there are different terms floating around in the internet? As part of business intelligence, as part of business, there are 2 parts here. One is ETL, and the other part is analytics or reporting part, creating the reports or dashboards and so on. These are the 2 streams that falls under business intelligence. If you look at the definition, business is nothing but the set of processes. What do you mean by processes? Having the data alone not sufficient. How good the data is. You need to clean the data. So nowadays, if you take any enterprise, with a mid-size or even the small-size companies, the data are not available in a single source. The data available in different source systems. For example, Oracle apps, the ERP application, that is, you can see the data are available in the Oracle database. And there are other applications, you store the data in your SQL server. And for example, in your company, they are using the CRM application, the Salesforce. It is available on cloud. The data are available across different source systems in different format. You collect all the data. First step, in order to create the reports that are required by various stakeholders within your company. Okay, you collected the data. Collecting the data alone not sufficient from various source systems. You need to process the data, pre-process the data. And then only when the data is clean, pre-processed, then it is good for analysis, right? It is good for analysis. So with that clean data, if you create the report, and if you create the visuals are nothing but charts in Power BI. By looking at the charts, you can gain an insight quickly. And if the data, with the pre-processed data, you can see the more accurate values in your charts. With that accurate information that are available in the report, you can gain an insight quickly. And at the same time, we can take the right decision at the right time. But when it comes to Power BI, you need to do the data model design. This is mandatory, but in the case of Tableau or ClickSense, you don't have to do the data model design. But one way it is good, you are going to learn the data modeling part also. So business is nothing but the setup process. What do you mean by setup process? Collecting the data and pre-processing the data. These are called setup process. But in order to process that, process this pre-processing data, you need to have a specific architecture. You need to define the architecture. What environments are required in order to pre-process the data? Do you need a staging area? You need to have the data lake. You need to determine that before you process the data. Okay. Once you decide or once you define the architecture, the next step is what technology are you going to use it? Can I use Power BI to perform both ETL as well as the reporting? Yes, you can perform ETL as well. ETL is nothing but data cleaning or pre-processing. Plus reporting is also possible with Power BI. But you cannot perform any complex data transformation or data pre-processing using Power BI itself. So in that kind of situations, you may have to write a stored procedure in your SQL Server or Oracle to perform the complex data transformation. And then you can call that stored procedure from your Power BI. That is possible. But in the case of SQL Server, if you write a stored procedure, you have to write lines and lines of code. There are companies, what they do, they use the ETL tools like SSIS Informatica, and so on. With the SSIS, it's kind of a drag and drop environment. You don't have to write lines and lines of code. It's kind of a drag and drop. Okay. So to perform the exhaustive data transformation, you can probably use SSIS. Once you pre-process the data, and you can use the Power BI report to consume the pre-processed data to reflect the data in your visuals, in your reports or dashboards. Okay. So data modeling, you can do it within Power BI. You can perform data modeling design in your Power BI desktop. And also you can create the reports, everything in your Power BI desktop. Plus you can perform data transformation also some extent. Okay. And if your business logic is very complex, if the data transformation process is very complex one, the logics are very complex one, then you have two options. One is you can use SQL Server, or you can use better the ETL tools like SSIS. So you need to decide what architecture is required, what technology tools are required, and also set up processes. Once you define all the things, with this combination of tasks, you can convert your raw data into meaningful data. That is what your business intelligence is all about. Next one is, what is Power BI? Power BI is a self-service business intelligence tool. It is a Microsoft product. It is a data visualization platform. Using Power BI, you can create an interactive report. So gone are the days, the top level managers, right? The top level upper management, they used to receive the data in the form of PDF files. It is a static report. If they wanted to perform, or if they wanted to interactively query the data, they cannot do it with PDF because it's a static one. For example, your report which shows region-wise, quarter-wise sales performance. So let's say here they mentioned about North region and South region and the Q1 and Q2 sales performance. This is the report that you receive. If you wanted to compare with other regions, you cannot interact with PDF. With Power BI, you can interact with the reports. You can interactively query the report so that you can view the report from different aspects. You can do slicing and dicing. If you want to see North region, yes. If you want to compare the North region quarter 1 and quarter 2, you can do that. Okay, you can do slice and dicing, or you can interactively query your reports with Power BI. And also it offers a cloud-based service, the Power BI. The next one is the why Power BI. And the number one reason is cost. Compared to any other data visualization tools that are available in the market, the cost of Power BI is very, very cheaper. Even the Power BI desktop is absolutely free. You can use any data sources. You can connect to any data sources using Power BI desktop. You can go and download the Power BI desktop from Microsoft website. It is absolutely free. There are no limitation with the duration. You can use it as long as you want it. And the second most reason why the customers are running after Power BI is the number of features. The number of features offered by Power BI is very high. Okay, and in the case of Power BI, you can write 1,000+ M as well as DAX functions. You can use 1,000+ M and DAX function. With M, M is also called the mashup language, and DAX functions. With this, you can perform advanced analytics. It's all built-in functions. With these built-in functions, just if you pass the arguments, it does the magic for you. You can perform advanced analytics. Okay, and the next one is the data connectivity. You name any data source, it can connect to all type of data sources. For example, you want to connect to Oracle, you want to connect to CSV file, JSON file, or you want to connect to Hadoop. Yes, it is possible with Power BI. Next one is the Power BI architecture. As part of this, we'll walk you through the Power BI architecture, and we'll take a deep dive in the various components of Power BI architecture. And also, we will, if time permits, we'll show you how to download, install Power BI desktop, and how to connect to Power BI cloud service. But at this moment, I wouldn't suggest you to sign up with the Power BI cloud service, because they give only 60 days time to trial period, okay, for the Power BI cloud service. Whereas when it comes to Power BI desktop, you can use it as long as you want it. Okay, every once in 2 months, they introduce new features. You need to keep track on that. So whenever they introduce a new features, you can go ahead and download it and install the latest version of the Power BI desktop. Now let us look at this architecture, Power BI architecture. So as you can see here, just above this dashed line, you have something called cloud, and just beneath this, you can see the on-premise. What is cloud? Cloud is a virtual server. So Amazon, AWS. Amazon's cloud is AWS. Microsoft cloud is Azure, and Google cloud is Google Cloud Platform. So these are the three major players. There are other players also. That these are the the three major players dominating the cloud. You don't have to buy expensive server. Supposing you want to run the complex machine learning algorithm or deep learning algorithm, and you have a lot of images at your hand, and in that case, you don't have to buy an expensive server. Instead, you can go and sign up by swiping your credit card or so for these services. Once you sign up, you can create or you can install, or you can create whatever the service that you want. You can perform analytics, whatever you want, do it there. And once you are done with the analytics, everything, if you don't need it any further, you can probably terminate the resources that you bought it for rental. Okay, so in the case of Power BI desktop, so that is what your cloud. And the next one is the on-premise. On-premise, your local office. You buy server, expensive server inside your office, and you have a data center in your office. The data center, you hired the administrator, network administrator, security people to manage your server. Okay, now the question is, why do I need to buy an expensive server when the cloud, everything is available on cloud? But due to some security reasons, you don't want to publish everything on cloud. Okay, even though the cloud service provider, they promise or they claim there are no issue with security, but still, let's say you want to publish your report from your on-premise to cloud. So while it is being published, there could be chances the data can be hacked from your report or from the data file. Okay, due to security reasons, in that kind of situation, you have to buy expensive server. It depends on the business. If you don't think you are dealing with secured data, then better you can publish everything. You can go for the cloud service. And you can see that the Power BI desktop. And here you can create the report, you can do the data model design, you can do the data cleaning, everything you can do it. You can connect to different source systems that are available on cloud as well as the on-premise, and then you bring all the data to your Power BI desktop. You clean the data and then perform and then do the data model design and create the report and then publish it on cloud. The Power BI cloud service is a licensed one, though you can use it only for 60 days or on a trial basis. Beyond that, you need to renew it for a license. If the Power BI cloud service, it's a paid one. And the other component is mobile service. Mobile service, you can go ahead and install it in your mobile phone. You have the Play Store. In the Play Store, you can go and search the Power BI. You can go ahead and install it in your mobile phone. Okay. The next one is the report server. The report server is available in your on-premise. You bought an expensive server. So in that server, you install the report server because your data are very secured one. So in that case, you don't want to publish the reports on cloud. Instead, you publish the reports in your local servers, in your local server. Okay. So so we discussed about the Power BI desktop and Power BI cloud service is a licensed one. The report server is also a licensed one. Whatever you can do in Power BI cloud service, you can do the same thing in report server. But the difference is you cannot create a dashboard in report server. You can create the dashboard only in your Power BI cloud service. You can create the dashboard only on the Power BI cloud service. But in Power BI desktop, you can create the reports and you can do the data model design. But you cannot do the data model design on cloud. It is not possible on cloud. But you can create the reports also in your Power BI in Power BI cloud service. You can create the dashboard, but you cannot do the data model design on your Power BI cloud service. That is the difference between Power BI desktop and Power BI cloud service. And the Power BI desktop and cloud in the report service, the difference is you can create the dashboard in Power BI desktop, but you cannot do the same here. You can publish your report, you can publish your dashboard here, but you cannot do the data model design, and also you cannot create a dashboard here. That is the difference between these two. Though these two are licensed one, paid license, these are the differences. Okay. And the next one, the next component, the data gateway. The data gateway is also, it's kind of an agent. You need to install your on-premises. If you want your reports that you publish on cloud to read the data from your local server, you need to install the data gateway. Data gateway is a kind of a bridge between your on-premise and the cloud service. And also, when you publish the report to your cloud, the data gateway, it not only publishes the report which you created to the cloud, but at the same time, the underlying data for that report also get published automatically in a secured manner by data gateway. If you want to publish the report to your cloud service, obviously your data gateway needs to be run in your local system. Without that, you cannot publish the report to your cloud. Another advantage of using data gateways, for example, you have published 200 reports on cloud. Out of the 200 reports, 100 reports are daily summary reports. For example, 1 week you published all the 200 reports on cloud. After the 200 reports, 100 reports are daily. It should show or it should reflect daily sales summary data. But you published all the 200 reports 2 weeks back. Out of this 100 reports, when the sales managers or managers, when they want to see this report, when they open this report, they should be able to see the day-to-day sales summary. Since you published 1 week back, they cannot see today's or yesterday's summarized sales performance. The reason was the data in the report was not kept up to date. In order to keep the data in your report up to date, you need to refresh the data periodically. So that is also the situation where data gateway plays an important role. So with data gateway, you can schedule the data refresh from your on-premise to cloud so that the data in your reports will be up to date. So the next one is the mobile service. with mobile service, once you install the mobile app in your mobile phone or smartphone, you can hook up to the cloud service wherein where the reports are available, the published reports are available. You can hook up to the cloud service and you can view whatever the reports that are relevant to you on the go. Okay. So now we understood the four components: the Power BI desktop, Power BI cloud service, mobile service, and the report server. Apart from the, we have something called Report Studio. So report builder. The report builder is different from the report server. With report builder, you can create pixel perfect report. What do you mean by pixel perfect report? For example, the case of invoice or delivery echelon, everything should be it's all pre-formatted, right? Pre-printed one. The resolution should be very good. Okay? In that kind of situation, go for report builder. Even the report builders are licensed one. Okay. The next one is embedded. Power BI embed. Even the Power BI embed is also the license. It's an analytics services. It offers the capabilities to embed your reports or dashboard into your apps. For example, I create a dashboard and published on the cloud. I want that dashboard to be embedded into my website. That is possible with Power BI embedded services. The next one is the Power BI desktop components. So far, we discussed about the various components that were available as part of the Power BI architecture. Now, within this Power BI desktop itself, we will take a look at what are the components that are available as part of this one. As part of the Power BI desktop, there are three components are available. One is the Power Query Editor, and the next one is the Power Pivot, and the other one is Power View. Power View. So let's say you have the data available to create the report. You load the data into Power BI desktop. Having the data alone not sufficient. You cannot directly create the reports because you need to check, explore the data, how good the given data is. You see, you explore the data and you found the data quality was not good. And also the data are coming from different sources. You need to combine all the data into single file. So to perform this kind of data transformation, data pre-processing, the Power Query Editor is very much helpful. This is where you can do the ETL part. Okay, I always refer the Power Query with the kitchen. For example, instead of data, let's say you go and buy the vegetables from the market, and then you take it to your kitchen. This kind of your kitchen, this is where you clean your meat or the vegetables, and then you chop it, and then you mix all the recipes that are required so that it will be ready to cook. Okay, so the Power Query Editor also the same, works in the same principle. You bring in the data here, and then you do the data transformation. If you want to combine the data, or if you want to mesh the data, if you want to append the data, you can do it everything here. If you want to reshape the data, everything you can do it here. Okay, and the next step is, let's say you have combined all the necessary data, and also you've done the data cleaning, everything. The next step is Power Pivot. Using the Power Pivot, you can design the data model. This is very specific to Power BI Desktop. You have to the data model design. Though Power BI Desktop can identify the relationship between the tables automatically, still you need to go and review it. Sometimes the relationship may not be valid. Sometimes it may not be able to detect the relationship between the tables. Hence, you need to review and validate the relationship defined or created between the tables by Power BI Desktop. Once your data model design is done, this is second step. Okay, and third one is you are good to go with creating the reports. Without data model design, your report, right? So you cannot, your tables will not be able to get filtered. In that case, your report will not show the accurate result. I'll just quickly get into the Power BI desktop, and then I will show you. I will launch the Power BI desktop, and I'll show you these three components quickly. Yes, Abdul, followed by this, once I'm done with the Power BI desktop, the high level navigation part, I'm going to wrap up. So what we'll do is we'll continue the session tomorrow, right? Yeah. Yes, we'll discuss about the installation a little later. For example, let's say you have installed your Power BI desktop in your local system. How do you launch your Power BI desktop? You just type the Power BI desktop in the start button. Next to the start button, you will find the search here. You just type Power BI desktop and you click on it. It will get launched, but it will take for a while to launch it. Look here, in my case, it's still being launched. You need to have a lot of patience. Only the first time, it will take time to launch. The Power BI desktop got launched now. So you can see the yellow color one. This is your welcome screen. This is not required. You just click on the cross here. And what you see now is your Power BI desktop. The moment when you close that welcome screen, you will find this one. Okay, your Power BI desktop will look like this, the tool. And whatever you see here, the blank space, the white color one, this is called your Power View. I was talking about the Power View. This is the Power View. It is also called as a report canvas. It is also called as a report canvas. I just write it here. A report. This is where you can create the reports. So this is where you will find all the visuals. So in Power BI, we call charts as visuals. Okay, these are the visuals are available here. When you click on this one, this one will get dropped here, and you can plot the axis to this one. We can drag and drop the columns to this one. This is your column chart visual. Okay, and the next one is the Power Pivot. You can see something called model here. This is what your model view. This is where we do the data model design. Okay, and next one is the data view. This one I will discuss in the next session, and the other one is the Power View. This is the Power Query Editor. So what you see, this is your report. That is what your Power View. The next one is the Power BI Pivot. This is where you can do the data model design. And then if you want to do the data pre-processing, you need to click on the transform data here. Make sure that you are in your home ribbon and then select transform data. And when you click on the transform data, it will open up the Power Query Editor. This is where we do the data cleaning, everything, data pre-processing, everything. You have a lot of options are available to perform data transformation. Okay. So, all right, to summarize, in today's session, we discussed about what is analytics, what is business intelligence, why Power BI, why not other tools. The reason was the cost, and again, the number of features. That is also the reason why now the customers are running after Power BI Desktop. That is what Power BI Desktop and Power BI Cloud Service. That is what we discussed. And then we discussed about the various components that are available as part of your Power BI. And also we discussed about each components in detail. And followed by that, I discussed about the Power BI desktop component. The installation part, tomorrow we'll do it. Okay, and make sure that we are all joining tomorrow by 9 p.m. night. Okay, because evening all of you are busy. You will be traveling back to your home from your office. Okay, hence we will have it by 9 p.m. In case of any conflict, please let me know. Okay, bye bye. Since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session.